Bruchim habayim b'shem Adonai. May those who enter be blessed in the name of Adonai. Mi adir al hakol, mi baruch al hakol, mi gadol al hakol. Hu yevarech hechatan v'hakala. May the one who is supreme in power, blessing, and glory bless this chatan, this groom, Gil Moses Greenberg, Gil Moshe ben Aryeh Veleah, and this kala, this beautiful bride, Eliana Barak Fisher, Eliana Itzachana Barak, Bat Yerachmiel Esther Golda, who've come here today to be married. It is such a pleasure to stand with Eliana and Gil under the chuppah and to be surrounded by their friends and family. On their behalf, I welcome us all here today. As you've probably already noticed, the Jewish wedding is full of symbolism, some of which we've already witnessed. We stand under this beautiful chuppah, this beautiful wedding canopy, open on all four sides, which represent the home, Eliana and Gil, that you have already begun to create together, which is open to friends and family and to all that are in need. The top of the chuppah is covered, and it's actually covered, Gil, by your father's talit, which is a beautiful piece of symbolism. I know that he is with us today and would so much want to be here celebrating. And your grandparents are also here from afar and celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary today. So many sweet and poignant and bittersweet moments all coming together here. The wedding also started with the 7 circles, 7 being a number of wholeness in Judaism, and a circle being the most complete object that we can imagine. Traditionally, the 7 circles were done by the bride around her groom to symbolize that Eliana would put Gil at the center of her life always. And in a more egalitarian showing today, Eliana and Gil each circled each other 3 times and then performed the final circle together, one of the many, many things that you will share together as bride and groom. So we are now ready to begin the wedding, and actually the ceremony that we're going to do today is 2 parts. The first is actually an engagement ceremony. Many of us will remember when you got engaged months ago, and yet the ceremony begins with a Jewish engagement ceremony that then will be followed by the wedding ceremony. And so we say this first part of the ceremony over a glass of wine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Praised are you, Adonai our God, who rules the universe, creating the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al ha'arayot v'asar lanu et ha'arusot v'hitir lanu et hanisuot lanu al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh amo Yisrael al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. Praised are you, Adonai our God, who rules the universe, whose mitzvot add holiness to our lives, who teaches us fidelity in our married lives and sanctity in our family lives. Praised are you, Adonai our God, who sanctifies the people Israel with chuppah, the wedding canopy, and kiddushin, the sacred rites of marriage. Now I'm going to have you drink the wine together as you'll share so much happiness in your life as bride and groom. So we are next going to exchange the wedding rings. And wedding rings in Judaism also have an enormous amount of symbolism. The wedding bands that are exchanged under the chuppah are plain metal bands without any stones or engravings. They represent the fact that this union is perfect as it is. It doesn't need any further embellishment. And again, the circle, a sign of real unity. There's also a tradition, and I know this tradition can be contravened by at least one person standing on the chuppah with me, but it is a tradition that when we put the ring on the finger of our partner, we put it on the right index finger. And the reason for that is there was an ancient belief, which is erroneous, that there was a vein that went from the right index finger to the heart. And though cardiologists may disagree, to capture this notion of love and romance, we still place the ring in that way. So Gil, I'm first going to have you take Eliana's ring. And Gil, before you place the ring, I will ask you, do you enter this marriage according to the laws of Moses and Israel and the conditions that you have undertaken?
I do.
Okay, then I'm going to have you repeat after me.
of the laws of Moses
and the people of Israel.
with the people of Israel.
Okay, the ring.
Okay, finger.
Okay, put it over. Yeah, good job. Good job.
Now, Eliana, I'm going to have you take Gil's ring.
Which belong to your dad.
Eliana, you're going to also repeat after me. Verastichli leolam,
Verastichli leolam,
verastichli,
verastichli,
b'tzedek u'mishpat,
b'tzedek uv'mishpat,
uv'chesed,
uv'chesed,
u'vrachamim,
uv'rachamim,
verastichli,
verastichli,
ve'emunah,
ve'emunah,
bi'adat,
be'adat,
et Adonai.
et Adonai.
I will betroth you
I will betroth you
to me forever.
to me forever.
I will betroth you to me
I will betroth you to me
with righteousness,
with righteousness,
with justice,
with justice,
with love,
with love,
and with compassion.
and with compassion.
I will betroth you to me
I will betroth you to me
with faithfulness,
with faithfulness,
and you shall love Adonai.
and you shall love Adonai.
So now that the rings have been placed, we are about to read the ketubah. And the ketubah is the Jewish marriage contract. I always say that on a day that is about really lofty romantic ideas of love and partnership and romance and finding one's soulmate, that the ketubah also represents the fact that today is about the most sacred and serious commitment that one person can make to another person, and that obligation is assumed in your ketubah. So you are both very lucky to have many clergy people that are so important to you and so dear to your family. Before our ceremony today, Rabbi Ellen Kensky presided over our ketubah ceremony, and now Cantor Eric Wasser is going to come and read the ketubah.
Eliana and Gil, recalling 1,362 Shabbat meals spent together, as well as 317 play dates, and reflecting the great love, respect, and admiration that we have for you, Eliana, your entire family, and now Gil as well. I'm honored to read sections of the Ketubah in honor of this special moment. אני לדודי ודודי לי ביחד בשבת 17 לחודש אב שנת 5782 לברית העולם למניין שאנו מונים כאן באבנסטון, אילינוי. איך החתן גיל משה בן אריה וליל משפחת גרינברג אמר להדה בתולתה אליאנה איתה חנה ברק בת ירחמיאל ואסתר גולדה למשפחת פישר הווה לי לנתוקדת משה וישראל ואף לך ואלכה ואזון ואפרנס יתיכי ליכי ככל גוברין יחודאים דפלחין ומוקרין וזונים ופרנסים לנשיהו בקושטה. יהיבנה ליכי מוהר בתולייכי כסף זוזה מתן דחזי ליכי מדרייתא ומזונייכי וכסותייכי וסיפוקייכי ומלבתייכי כאורך כל ארעה וצבת מרת אליאנה איתה חנה ברק בתולתדה והווה לה לאינטו ודין נדוניה דהלנה לה מבית אבוה בין בכסף בין בזהב בין בתכשיטכין במאני דלבושה בשמשי שדירה ומשמשי שדרסה הכל קיבל עליו גיל משה חתן דנן במזקין כסף צרוף וצפיל גיל משה חתן דנן והוסיף לה מין דלי עוד מזקין כסף. That's all good. וקנינה מן מר גיל משה בן אריה ולאה למשפחת גרינברג חתן דנן אמרת אליאנה איתה חנה ברק בת ירחמיאל ואסתר גולדה למשפחת פישר בתולתדה ומן מרת אליאנה איתה חנה ברק בת ירחמיאל ואסתר גולדה למשפחת פישר בתולתדה למר גיל משה בן אריה ולאה למשפחת גרינברג חתן דנן על כל מקדיתו מפורש לאל במאנה דחשר מקנה בה והכל שריר וקיים. And the ketubah is signed by the Eidim, Nadav Naftali ben Michael Shmuel, Matityahu ben Yitzchak, Yitzchak Ezra. On this day of celebration, great joy, on the first day of the week, the 17th day of the month of Av, in the year 5782, which corresponds to the 14th day of August, in the year 2022, here in Evanston, Illinois, Gil Moses Greenberg, son of Ari and Lori, and Eliana Barak Fisher, daughter of Raymond and Elisa, pledged themselves in the rites of marriage to unite their lives in the presence of God in accordance with the laws of Moses and Israel. Our lives together are nourished by the truth that genuine friendship, respect, and kindness is the source of vibrant and everlasting love. We venture forth knowing that our union elevates us, making us better and more compassionate people. Enriched by the tradition of the Jewish faith, our love will embody trust, constancy, and compromise. We will cherish and sustain each other, meeting life's trials with quiet strength and courage, and embracing life's blessings with wonder, delight, and laughter. May there be joy in our home. May we be blessed with good fortune, health, and happiness. May God's countenance shine upon us, be gracious unto us, and give us peace. To wake with you by my side each day is God's blessing, and every moment is a gift, and all is valid and binding. Mazal Tov.
Eliana, we're going to give the ketubah to you, or it becomes your possession. But if you want to give it back to me for safekeeping, we can do that too. So Eliana and Gil, it is now my great honor to share a few words with you under this chuppah, representing all the family and friends that are sending you blessings and are so joyful to celebrate with you today. And you shared with me as we were preparing for today that you're compatible in every way except that you're not compatible about museums. And so it is very ironic that you chose to get married in a museum, the one place that your compatibility sort of runs out. But I think that this actually says something very profound about you, that even in those places that might be a little bit hard, that you lean in and that you embrace and that you have no fear. And certainly we feel the strength of that compatibility as we celebrate with you under this chuppah. You have many, many shared interests, the two of you. Photography. Eliana, you're more of a nature photographer, and Gil, you have an architectural eye. You both love travel and love taking long walks around the city that you're living in to explore. But even more importantly, you have shared values. You both are committed very much so to family, to community, to hard work, and to giving back. And in those places where you're not naturally in perfect alignment, you work really hard to compromise and to respect one another's choices and to find something that works for you both. You both have talked about the fact that your partnership has made the hard times better. And certainly there have been hard times in the last few years, both for our world in general and for you and your families in particular as well. Gil, with your father's passing, you've said that even though Eliana has had plenty of her own stuff, from family things to the LSATs to school and work, that she really has been your rock and has been steady for you and has helped you through a time that has been really, really hard. And Eliana, you also have had your struggles, and your family has had your struggles, but you've said that Gil is the person who is so thoughtful and so kind, from the little things like ordering Indian food for you after a hard day, because he knows that it will bring a smile to your face, to the bigger things, like always making you feel loved and safe. Gil, you mentioned that Eliana is your #1 fan, especially in terms of starting your own business. And I can verify this as well, because as Eliana was telling me about this new person that she had chosen to spend her life with, every single time we talked, I think she mentioned that you had started a business and that it was finding great success. And it was clear that your creativity and your passion and your ability to take a risk and work really hard to make your dreams come true was one of the many things that she valued about you. And you also shared with me that you love that Eliana is helpful and kind and has the sweetest, most understanding spirit. And Eliana, you shared with me that Gil respects your independence, but also makes you feel taken care of, that he knows when to give you space and empower you to find your own way, but he knows when to stay close, to be of support, and he makes great space for your emotions, which can sometimes be big. And he always makes you feel at home. And those are all incredible gifts and incredible blessings. And so I find myself thinking about this moment that we're in on the Jewish calendar, that just about a week ago we commemorated the day of Tisha B'Av, which is the darkest day on the Jewish calendar, a day which marks the destruction of the temples, said to be because of sinat chinam, because of senseless hatred. And Rav Kook, one of the first rabbis of pre-state Palestine, talked about the antidote to sinat chinam, to senseless hatred, being ahavat chinam, being senseless love, putting lots of love out there into the universe, and he said that that's the way you rebuild. What do you do after destruction? You love, and you love deeply. And so certainly the destruction that we've seen in our world, post-pandemic, the losses you've had in your world, recently, it could use some of that ahavat chinam, some of that senseless love, strong love, putting it out there, and we feel that so much between the two of you. And also what I know about you as individuals and about your families is that you are people that love deeply. You love community, you love the Jewish people, and you certainly, certainly love one another. And I am sure that that love will carry you through for many, many long and happy years together. So I will be the first of many, many to say Mazal Tov to you today. And we are so, so happy to celebrate with you. Mazal Tov. So we are now going to move into the second part of the wedding. We finished with the engagement part, and we're now in the wedding part, which is the culmination of which is the Sheva Brachot, the 7 blessings. And you have chosen 7 pairs of family and friends to come and recite these blessings with me under the chuppah. So for the first blessing, we're going to call up Ronit Eilen, the sister of the groom. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who created the fruit of the vine.
Amen. For the second blessing, Alex and Ari Fisher, the brothers of the bride. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shakol bara lichvodo.
Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, whose glory is evident in all of creation.
Amen. And for the third blessing, Terry Lynn Funston, the aunt of the groom. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer ha'adam.
Praise are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who created humanity.
Amen. For the fourth blessing, David Barrick and Revi Brill, the aunt and uncle of the bride. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar et hadam b'tzalmo b'tzelem demut tavnito v'yidkinu lo mimenu binyan adayad. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'adam.
Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who created humanity in the divine image and made for them an everlasting establishment. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of humanity.
Amen. For the next set of blessings, we call up various close friends. So for the fifth blessing, Vicky Haas. Sos tasis v'tagel ha'akara b'kibutz baneha l'tocha b'simcha baruch atah Adonai misameach Tzion b'vaneha.
May Tzion rejoice as her children return to her in joy. Praised are you, Adonai, who causes Tzion to rejoice in her children.
Amen. For the sixth blessing, Fran and Fred Abraham. Sameach tisamach re'im ha'avivim kisamechacha yitzircha began eden mikedem baruch atah Adonai misameach hatan v'chala.
Grant perfect peace to these loving companions, as you did for your preachers in the Garden of Eden. Praised are you, Adonai, who creates the joy of bride and groom.
Amen. And for the final blessing, Rachel Cohen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bara sason v'simcha chatan v'kala, asher bara sason v'simcha chatan v'kala. Gila, Rina, Ditza v'chedva, ahava v'achva v'shalom v'reut. Gila, Rina, Ditza v'chedva, ahava v'achva v'shalom v'reut. Meheira Adonai Eloheinu yishama b'arei Yehuda u'v'chutzot Yerushalayim. Kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chatan v'kol kala, kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chatan v'kol kala. Kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chatan v'kol kala, kol mitzalot chatanim mechupatam, unarim mishtenik ginatam. Baruch atah Adonai, mesameach chatanim hakala.
Praised are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who created joy and gladness, bride and groom, pleasure, song, delight, laughter, love and harmony, peace and companionship. Adonai our God, may sounds of joy and gladness always be heard in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, voices of happiness, voices of bride and groom, the jubilant singing of those united in marriage under the chuppah, the voices of young people feasting and singing. Praised are you, Adonai, who causes the bride and groom to rejoice as one.
Amen. So again, I'm going to give the bride and groom some wine to drink together. So again, under the chuppah, we say the beautiful priestly blessing, which we also said at the bedekin ceremony. And before we do so, we're going to wrap our bride and groom in this beautiful talit. This is Elisa's talit, Elisa, which was Eliana's Zadie's talit. And so it's so meaningful to the bride and groom, who also will be holding a wimple that Gil's grandmother made for his bar mitzvah. So representing L'dor Vador, the chains of tradition. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha, Shalom, 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 v'yasem lecha, Shalom, Shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom, shalom, shalom. V'yasem lecha shalom, shalom. V'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and protect you. May God show you favor and be gracious to you. May God show you kindness and grant you peace. And let us all say, Amen. So I'm going to have you guys unwrap yourselves so that Gil can be ready for a very important piece of action in just a moment. So we'll get the glass ready, but do not break it yet. So in just a moment, we're going to have Gil break the glass, which concludes a Jewish wedding, and it reminds us that even on times of our greatest joy, we remember that there is brokenness in the world, and this couple, I know, is a couple that knows what it means to fix brokenness and will continue to do so. But before that moment, one final piece of business. Since both of you have acted out of love and affection, acting in accordance with these rites and ceremonies instituted by our Holy Torah, and in accordance with the laws of the state of Illinois, you, Gil Moses Greenberg, and you, Eliana Barak Fisher, are now husband and wife. You can break the glass and kiss the bride. Simin tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov u'simin tov, simin tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov u'simin tov, simin tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov u'simin tov, Yehei lanu.